Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com with Billy and Razor. I'm Sophia. 6-5 the final in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. So, guys, for 2 games in a row, the Bruins right there at the end, trying to make it a game. Special teams clicking in some ways, but with the power play with the extra man or the goalie pull didn't really make the difference. With Tampa, they were down a goal, couldn't close the deal. With Vegas, the same thing. Did they beat themselves or did the better team beat them?
I don't. The game took forever. I'm trying to remember.
A lot of goals.
Unbelievable. A 3-hour game.
11
it was
goals.
Just about a 3-hour game. They didn't help themselves.
They didn't help themselves. Okay.
Yeah, Vegas was. I think Vegas has got top 5 forwards group, maybe even top 3 in the NHL.
Yeah,
I do, and I felt that some of those guys. Dorofeev, we saw him shoot, but I thought Eichel, his speed was so elevated. How many times did he slice through the neutral zone on his own? Point is, I think that Vegas did a lot of stuff, but and the Bruins didn't help themselves in certain ways. So I think it's a combo. So
all right. Well, Mikey Eyssimont made it the 1-goal game, and then we were watching. They had plenty of time to get it going, but let's show you how they closed the gap over here.
Well, great push, and Rick said it. We said it. This was going to take a lot for these guys to get back into the game. They were down, and then Vegas scored to make it 6-3, and now they're really down. But Kastelik scores, and then right after that, Mikey Eyssimont gets one of the easiest goals he'll get in the National Hockey League. Schmid really misplays that. Either it goes off a stick defenseman or just doesn't read it off of Mikey's stick. But all of a sudden, with 15 minutes left, we have a hockey game, and I think that's to the Bruins' credit to fight back into a game that they could have lost control of, like Monday afternoon at home when they were down 4-1. So 2 games in a row, they were down 3 goals. They came back 2. Suppose they're somewhat moral victories, but there's just the shorthanded goal in the second period, a killer.
Yeah.
Coming out in the third period, not ready, giving up an easy play there to go around from Wild Bill Karlsson. So there's lots to be fixed still, but I think, again, more if you're on the moral victory side, the fact that they battle back again is a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. A very different look than we saw last year. They kept, kind of coming back in it. And guys, we're only 5 games into the season. These little things can be worked out. So after that one, Mikey Eyssimont made it the 1-goal game. Let's show you all the third period chances that they had that maybe they could have tied it.
Yeah, they had some good opportunities for a couple of minutes. This was probably the best one because you have one of the best goal scorers in the world coming down, and you think he's going to tuck it in the top shelf, and he just misses. I think that we all thought that was just a golden chance. Schmid finds it here. He finds an opportunity to hold on to the puck. Opportunity as McAvoy gets back to Pastrnak, who tries to do his zip. It's going to sling from the point. No traffic in front, though. Even Schmid was able to handle that one. But for a little while, Razor, they kept trying to attack, and that's something that we said. Start the third period, simplify and attack.
Yeah, they got some shots on goal, and then Vegas kind of put the clamps on them over the last 5 or 6 minutes. You could tell that the Bruins were down to 2.5 lines, essentially, at that point. Charlie McAvoy played over 27 minutes. You don't have Hampus Lindholm who can push the pace.
Huge.
It's just so noticeable when he's not in the lineup. The last 2 games, it's just when you want that extra push, when you need that extra kill, when you need that extra play, and you don't have a guy eating 23 minutes on the back end to do that for you, it just puts so much onus on the back, the 2 guys.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Zadorov and McAvoy. They need the extra guy in a bunch of different scenarios, and I think they really could have used it at the end of the last 2 games.
I really like that point because we've been talking about how Jordan Harris has been filling in nicely, and then he's gotten a couple of points, but good point by you where Hampus Lindholm is especially missed. Okay, let's go to Vegas a little bit. Thomas Hertl, power play goal here to make it 4-2 after they were down already by a goal, the Bruins here.
Yeah, well, the power play for Vegas more or less had their way. And, that's not acceptable, what happened right there. I know Minton's the weak to flank guy, but he goes up and then he comes back, but it's the twice that low lane is open. I mean, literally topped across the blue paint. The shot ends up pinballing around. Swayman may have kind of pushed it in accidentally, but I mean, that one I don't look at the goaltender at all on. The fact that you're allowing a 30-foot pass to go through the paint, or the top of the paint, basically. Not once, but twice. I mean,
so the guy who's got the most goals in the league.
Yeah, ridiculous.
What's the breakdown there? Like just not covering like
the whole space is wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a complete freebie right there.
Right.
You have 3 guys low. Whether you want to call it a diamond or a 1-3, you got 3 guys that are supposed to, well, 1 guy real low and 1 guy wide, and they're all riding up. I'm not sure Razor, I mean, it needs to be asked. What are you coaching there? Are you saying come on, how would you go up above the top of the blue paint when, as you said, Dorofeyev is on that other side?
So there's two options. Whether the D's taking the bumper, right? That means that weak side, that Minton has to take him. He can't be in between. Minton has to be there. Or the other way around, where the D's got to stay low, leave the bumper to Minton and to the strong side D to contain the two. I'm not sure what the breakdown is, but it's a breakdown one way or the other in a big way.
We saw this very early in camp. I don't remember if it was against Washington or whatever, where it was happening, where that low lane was open. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's where you got to rotate from the diamond or the 1-3, whatever, again, and go to a more traditional set. Maybe you just have to do that, rotate to that, and you're going to give up something. It's a great power play, by the way.
Yeah.
But that was so easy.
And like you said, the second time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest key. They got beat the one time, but as a player in the National Hockey League, you have to be, wow, I got away with it. Now I can't let it happen again 8 seconds later. Mm-hmm. I have to close this out. I have to use my brain. All
right, well, these are the little things that are big things that we're going to be watching over the next couple of games to see how the Bruins improve. Finally, they did get a power play goal. We would have liked another one in this one, but David Pastrnak scoring and taking advantage of the man advantage.
They get down 4-2, but they're back in it with a big power play goal, and this was by far the best. They moved it around, really good opportunity. Those 2-3 opportunities, and then Morgan Geekie with a pass that we saw a lot of at the end of last season. Billy, you touched on David taking a step to the middle of the ice. We've seen that so often, the fake slapper taking better angle. This is a great angle for Akiri Schmid, and see how much number 40 moves to the middle of the ice. David goes back against the grain.
Yeah, and here's that move talking about. Comes in right there. That just, some players can get away with it and others can't. But he has such a good release point right there. When he brings it back, he separates, I guess, the 2 Golden Knights defenders there, and then the goaltender, Schmid, as Razor said, had shuffled over to his left to try and pick up. So Pastrnak continues his ways. He was a busy man in the third, but couldn't come through.
Yeah, he was. Just 1 point for him tonight, but career versus the Golden Knights, which is 14 games, 7 goals, 8 assists for 15 points, +2 rating, and 2 power play goals, and there was that one tonight. Marco Sturm is going to go one-on-one with Andy Brickley. He'll give us his thoughts on his team's effort in this one, and we'll be right back after this.